going on 4 years back now at this point. Something was brewing over at Harley-Davidson. Something big, and little did we know, but the entire landscape of sport touring was about to change. A riding style that me and my friends were traditionally having to create ourselves was now being offered straight out of the factory in one convenient package. The Lowrider ST did what we needed it to do, which was easily crush miles without, of course, sacrificing performance. If you've been following my journey with the Lowrider ST throughout the years, then you know when I purchased mine, I saw this as the final frontier. A refined modern version of my warhorse of a Dyna that was now starting to hit over 70,000 miles. For a rider who has cut their teeth within the sport touring world within the last 10 years, the Lowrider ST answered a lot of questions, and there was really nothing left to do but to put my personal spin on it, because they don't call me the Lord of Flames for nothing. One FXDLS Brooklyn Flame job later and a 131 kit, I had taken this bike pretty much as far as it could possibly go, entering the burn true era. And all that there was really left to do was to ride this bike into the sunset. Well, you know that old saying about the best laid plans, right? In the year of 2024, unexpectedly, I would find myself given the opportunity to lay down some heavy miles spanning the modern bagger platform. The potential of this newly refined platform was honestly too good to be true, and 5,000 plus miles later and one coast-to-coast bike trip, I somehow found myself the owner of a brand new 2024 Road Glide. The DMs and comments would begin to pour in, all asking me the same thing. Would I now be abandoning my Lowrider ST to forge this new path? Well, the truth is, there is no easy answer to that, so let's get into this one. So if you're someone who's passionate about distance riding like I am, then you will find this to be a pretty fascinating conundrum. Coming from the sport touring world, my formula had always been taking bikes that were not designed for touring and building them out to be capable mile crushers while preserving performance. I now find myself striving to meet the same goal, but coming from the opposite direction. The truth is, as you know, I've never been a bagger guy. That chapter in my journey is still relatively new, so you all are more or less coming along for the ride with me here. My immediate answer is that I have no plans to sell my Lowrider ST anytime soon. Yes, it does mean that I have more or less 3 bikes in my stable that are following a very similar formula centered around a fixed fairing. But what makes them all feel different in terms of the flavor of the ride that they provide is the fact that they are all on 3 vastly different frames. When you break it down, my Dyna and my Lowrider ST will overtake my Road Glide when it comes to pure navigating tight New York City chaos. However, when it comes to the long road and the real miles, the Road Glide is the true apex predator when it comes down to straight crushing miles. There's also the aspect of the fact that similar to my Dyna, I kind of put my heart and soul into building out this Lowrider ST. There's so much of me in this bike at this point that it's pretty hard for me to justify with parting with it in the immediate future. However, I am a realist at the end of the day, and there is going to come a time where inevitably one of these bikes will be collecting dust. So here's my plan going forward. I'm gonna build out the Road Glide and take it as far as I possibly can in regards to custom performance with that traditional FXDLS Brooklyn spin. If you're somebody that's wondering about specifics, I'll drop a video soon sharing my basic blueprint with you for what I'm thinking for this upcoming build. Once the Road Glide build is complete, I'm going to do what I do best, which is stack some heavy miles on it. Only then will I be able to make the informed decision in regards to what is the best bike. Is it in fact the custom performance Lowrider ST taken as far as it could go, or will a Road Glide taken all the way in terms of customization wear the crown? Only after going all the way and putting some heavy miles on this Road Glide will I be able to determine if there's any bikes that I'll need to be selling. So anyways, it's more or less a good problem to have. I already know the capabilities of the Lowrider ST platform, and there's definitely a reason why they're probably one of Harley-Davidson's currently highest selling bikes. It is what it is. Those bikes truly speak for themselves. But for me, Especially coming from my traditional world within the dyno life, I'm excited to see what this new path into this new world of the performance bagger life can offer. 2 years ago, if you would have asked me if I would have ever been on a bagger, I would have laughed. But in modern times, the potential of these new bikes is simply undeniable. What I will say is throughout the last couple years, I have had a lot of people write in and tell me that my content around the Lowrider ST has helped inspire them to buy one for themselves. So my content around the Lowrider ST is simply going nowhere fast. It'll always be in the mix for now. So yeah, to conclude this one, whether you've been following me for my sport touring content, or you're here for my new bagger content, or ideally both, I just want to take a second to thank you for watching this video all the way through. I think some of you have started to take notice, but I've intentionally abandoned the old snap and yap, cookie cutter, standard motovlogger format throughout the last year, and I hope my efforts translate into the quality of this content.
Alright, so in this video, I'm going to talk about...
Whew, yeah. That's embarrassing. Glad we're done with that. So do me a favor and please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help me out in continuing to take my content to the next level. We do have some of the finest merch available for those who are trying to pay the iron price and crush those miles this season. And on that, whether you're ripping on the Lowrider ST or perhaps a performance bagger, pay the iron price, burn true, outride your demons. And on that, FXDLS Brooklyn is out.
Goodbye.